Hooked On Fishing was brought to you by Matamata Sports World. For all your friendly advice and service, see us first. Hi, Chris Bungard, helping you plan your weekend's fishing. Well, if you've been a good person, you can have tomorrow off. Yes, it's Friday, Waitangi Day. You can have an extra day out. Jeff, you can get out and do a bit of fishing around the place. A little bit of rain, not a lot, but enough to just keep things green around the Matamata region here. Areas north of here, a little bit dry still, but what it's done, it hasn't really affected the river fishing and the stream fishing around the district here. There hasn't, the ground's so dry, obviously, that the rain hasn't run off. It's been good, steady rain. So it hasn't really affected your dry fly, what I'd call real patterns or ideal conditions for that imitative fly pattern. Your little dry flies in the evening at the change of light. The thing is now too, you can be a little bit rougher with your presentation. So if you're learning fly fishing and all that sort of thing, at the moment it's ideal conditions because the cicadas, the locusts, or whatever you call them, what you like, they're starting to hit the water now. And of course they're a bigger insect and they make a bit more splash. The trout get a wee bit used to that. So if your presentation of a fly line's not as good as it should be, I don't think it'll matter a lot. This weekend you should get a great chance to pick up a nice fish in the evening at the change of light. Still head to those little stream owls, as I mentioned last week, the Waihau, the Waiumu, any of those little side streams that come in. Talking to a guy that took our advice last week and he headed up the top end of Arapuni and he was fishing at the mouth of the Tumai and then he came down to the Mangafu, which is slightly downstream from it. It's fairly well up there, Arapuni. It's right up by the base of the Waipapa Dam. Now he got two beautiful trout, both of them just over 6 pounds. So he was absolutely stoked. He made a conscious effort to come in the shop and said, thanks guys for the information on the show, and that's where he got them. So just think about that, those smaller side streams. Now it's the same thing in Rotorua at the moment. Talking to Glenn Skinner down there and the mouth of the Awaho and little streams like that that run into Lake Rotorua itself. Mate, there is just fish galore there at the moment. Talking to a local fishing guru, Brendan Ferniehow. Now Brendan loves to get out and chase these trout around, and he said he went down there and he was just amazed the amount of trout that are in that stream mouth at the moment. So there's some great fishing to be had there. One guy went down there and he caught 45 of them in an evening. Now, of course, you're thinking, whoa, what's he going to do with all those? Well, he lets them all go, of course, but the beauty is it's a sport. He's using light gear and he just had an absolute fantastic evening, really. So if you get a chance, give that a try. Lake Rotorua. Rotowidi and Tararua are working quite well on the jigging at the moment. That thermocline levels come in and well worth a look down there. In the Taupo region, same sort of thing with the streams and rivers down there. They're low, they're clear, and those ideal little imitative patterns in the evening at the change of light are what's doing the damage. During the daytime, you want to sneak along and have a look. Get out a little weighted nymph or a wet fly line and have a go in some of those deeper pools. There's a few nice ones lying in there. Out on the lake itself, early morning harling seems to be doing the best at the moment. The daytime trolling and jigging's going okay, but that early morning catch seems to be the best. On the sea fishing scene, it looks like it might be a bit scruffy over on the west coast this weekend up until sort of Saturday afternoon or Sunday. You should get out then, hopefully. There'll be some nice snapper in that out there at the moment. Talking to Dwayne Pinney, he got some beautiful snapper the other day in about 38 metres straight out from the bar leads off Carfia. So virtually straight out when you come out through those bar leaders that you line up. 38 metres, had a go there. It took a bit of patience because they were moving around a wee bit, but once you got onto them, they had a good catch. He thinks at the moment heads south of Carfia down Albatross Point area, out from there, seems to be the best at the moment. In the Coromandel region, interesting enough, we've been saying for a while on the show that the incoming tide seems to be working the best. And I get that information from Daryl, who runs Snapper Safaris up there, so he's out there every day. Now, in contrast to that, I talked to a couple of guys in the shop yesterday, and they've been fishing the outgoing tide on the outer farms. Now, they've been using a big sinker to get down because there's quite a lot of tide run out there, and at the moment on the weekend, you had full moon on Wednesday, so you're going to have quite big tides. There'll be quite a lot of tide run there. So get out quite a big sinker. They were using a ledger rig with the sort of the chartreuse colour flashes on it, and they got their limited snapper in about an hour and a half. They were absolutely wrapped. Not huge, but up to 48 centimetres, around that 6 or 7 pound. Some beautiful fish up there. So just try that. On the weekend though, the tides are ideal, I think, for an evening stray line. You've got low tide about 4:30 in the morning and then 4:30 in the afternoon. High tide around about that 10:30 in the evening, so you got that rising tide coming into the change of light. Is a good combination for an evening fish. Over the hill into the Mercury Bay region, talking to John Elwood over there, the snapper fishing, same at Motiti and Mere and the Bay of Plenty, those sort of areas have been quite good in the evening at the change of light, but a wee bit tough during the daytime. If you're heading out to Mere or Motiti, take a game lure with you. Same out from the Mercs, out round the Hook, those sort of areas there. There's a few marlin around and, well worth towing that lure around. Now, if you called the show during the month of January, you'd be in the draw, of course, for a brand new reel from Kilwell. Now, Kilwell are wonderful sponsors of a Kilwell bait runner. Let's have a little look in the box here. There's plenty of names in there. You can get in the draw if you like by calling us on 0508 647462. And the winner for January is Doreen Nicholson. Congratulations, Doreen. You have a new reel coming your way from Kilwell. That number again, 0508 647462. There's been Chris Bungard helping you plan your weekend's fishing. Hooked on Fishing was brought to you by Matamata Sports World. For all your friendly advice and service, see us first.